schedule. Prior to that, they play the Giants. All right, you want to tell me they're going to lose the Giants? But not the Giants I saw yesterday. But the Eagles have to lose a game, and you win them all before we go crazy on that December 24th game. And the Eagles' next 4 games is Green Bay, Tennessee, at the Giants, at Chicago. Well, they could lose one of those. Because that way, then you would play them, and if you won, you'd be tied for first place, which is what you're looking for. Matt in Syracuse, New York. He's with us here. He's on Mad Dog Unleashed. Matt, good afternoon. How are you today? Matthew.
Hey, I'm good, Doc. Yeah, I made the drive out to Detroit over the weekend, and I wasn't the only one. Yeah, they filled that place up. A lot of Bills fans and a lot of Browns fans too. So that was a pretty cool.
Well,
experience.
First off, how much? I know they got 80 inches at Orchard Park. How many inches of snow did you get in Syracuse?
It's none. And honestly, Dog, I mean, they got 6 feet in Orchard Park, and if you drove a few miles north, in the north towns of Buffalo, I mean, they maybe got a foot of snow. So it's really just Orchard Park that got crushed.
Well, it's hard to believe that in a 10-mile radius, one area would get 6 feet, and the other area would get 6 inches. It is really weird. How many? So the fans in Buffalo that you ran into yesterday at Ford Field, how did they make that drive? Let me hear. Go ahead.
You drive through Canada. So, I mean, we went through customs, and, honestly, one of the Canadian Border Patrol agents said, he's like, I've had 100 cars in my lane today. And every ticket that they sold, they didn't sell upper end zone tickets, but it was a full house. I mean, so they definitely came out.
And when you ran into some Buffalo fans, how did they get out of their houses in Buffalo? Let me hear your take on that. What'd they say?
Well, I mean, I don't know how many could have made it out from Orchard Park. So I think you had them from, around, the Northeast and other parts. But, yeah, I don't know how many fans got out of that.
Well, it did sound like that the Bills had trouble getting out of town.
Oh, it was tough. And, honestly, fans were helping the players. They were going, people in the neighborhood were going over to shovel them out. I think somebody called, a neighbor of McDermott's called like a big snowplow to just get them out.
Yeah, and they did get him out, and they found it sounds like they almost did not make it to Detroit to get there. All right, looks like there is a penalty kick being called against the United States. Good call, Carl. He appears it is. So we'll keep it here for a minute.